Hi, everyone. I'm here with my beautiful niece, Jane, and we're both dressed up like Princess Leia to celebrate May the 4th be with you. And today we're going to be reading one of my children's books called The Playground Problem. Let's get started. It was time for show and tell. The children in class 2 were excited, all except Ruby. She'd brought in her favorite book to show the class, but she kept thinking about the speech in her head. She worried that she would say the wrong things.
She worried that she wouldn't know the answer to the questions. She worried that when she opened her mouth, a burp would come out instead of words. One by one, the children went up to share. Soon it was Ruby's turn. Ruby tripped on her shoelace as she walked up. She dropped her notes all over the floor, and when she saw her classmates looking at her, she opened her mouth, but nothing came out. The class giggled. Ruby ran back to her desk and put her head down. "Don't worry, Ruby," said the teacher. "Why don't you take a break and try again this afternoon? We'd love to hear about your favorite book."
At lunch, Ruby kept thinking about her speech. She'd practiced it so many times and knew all the words. There was no one around, so she decided to say her speech out aloud. It was perfect.
She turned around and saw a tree. The branches moved in the wind like they were clapping for her. "Thank you for listening, Mr. Tree. You were a great audience." She smiled and bowed.
Ruby sat down for lunch. She was about to bite into her sandwich when she heard a rustling noise coming from the bushes.
She tiptoed towards the bushes. When she peeked through the leaves, she saw Joey sitting all by himself. "Hello," said Ruby softly. Ruby didn't usually start conversations, but there was something about Joey that made her think that he needed a friend. Joey didn't answer and turned his back to Ruby.
Ruby looked out across the playground. She saw a group of children laughing together and pointing towards the bushes.
Poor Joey, she thought. Maybe they'd been teasing him and he'd come here to hide. "Would you like to share my snacks?" Ruby asked. Joey turned around and nodded shyly. "Let's play," suggested Ruby. Ruby and Joey held hands and ran to the playground. They splashed in puddles. They whizzed down the slide, and they giggled on the swings.
After lunch, Ruby felt ready to try her show and tell presentation again. Playing with Joey had left her with no time to feel anxious about her speech.
She was still worried that everyone would laugh at her, but then she remembered giving her speech perfectly to the tree. "Come on, Ruby, you're up next," said the teacher. "We're really excited to hear what you have to share."
Ruby stood up and took a deep breath.
She put her note cards down, then she closed her eyes and started talking. When she was done, she opened her eyes. Everyone clapped, but Joey was clapping the loudest.
At dismissal, Ruby and Joey walked out of the classroom together. "Thanks for cheering me up, Ruby. How did you know I was sad during lunch?" Joey asked.
"You seemed lonely all by yourself, and I could tell by the look on your face," replied Ruby. "And thanks for cheering me on earlier. I couldn't have done my speech without you. Let's play together again tomorrow," said Ruby.
Thank you so much for reading with me, Jane.